I was on my team training tonight, and I was just telling them how David Hart, they just do stuff better. I said, well, this is the Better Life Company. And so he does stuff in a better way. And just to get invited to the Louis Vuitton experience in Paris, that just blew my mind. Yeah, we all know what happened, but just to get invited was just so huge for me. And so I told my team, I said, okay, I'm going to post that little invite so you can white it out my name and put your name in there so that you can visually see you getting invited to the Louis Vuitton experience, so that you can visually and visualize this, because it takes visualization. I saw me in Thailand on the ambassador trip. Now I didn't know I wasn't gonna be at the Hyatt Regency for 4 minute walk. It was a 4 minute walk, so it was all cool. That's how close I was. But I had to do it. And I remember just saying, I just had to keep saying it. I'm going to be an ambassador, because I said it September what 7th or 8th in Charlotte. It was you, Todd. It was because of you. Because I was like, I cannot, of course I can't let me down, but it's something in me about me that I publicly say something. It's where I'm from. I'm from Baltimore, everybody. I'm not born and raised in Dubai, y'all. I just live in Dubai. It's 2 years this month. November made 2 years. But I said it on the corporate call. I was like, "No, hello, Tia, you said it in front of people. Hello." Now, if you have the type of integrity that I have, you'll start to put yourself out there and say stuff. If you have that level of integrity that says, I'm going to stay up for 2 days to close this out. Sleep is the cousin of death. I'll sleep later. I'm going to do this. And so I remember even going to the airport, still wasn't there. I just know this person's going to get reactivated. This person's going to come in. This person said they coming in this day. This person that I said, you know what? I said, God, you know what I said. Now you know what you put in me. Okay. I am not going to look crazy. I started Psalms 25. I was like, yeah, no shame here. There will be no shame. Okay, I didn't make it October 3rd. That's fine. I got money. Hello, I can get on a plane myself. That's fine. David spends enough money anyway. That's fine. But I will be an ambassador in Thailand when the ambassador trip starts. Yeah, it started November 3rd. Yeah, so I fell asleep on the call because I couldn't even, I didn't even have the energy to do the call. I said, Boomy, Richie, y'all got it tonight? I haven't been to sleep. My eyes are burning. I can't be on the screen. Just y'all do the call, please, but I'll be on. Y'all, I thought the people was calling my name. I fell asleep on the call, but I remember telling Dr. Phil, she would call, she'd say, where you at now? Where you at? I said, I need 4 more. Where you at? I ain't tell y'all about the day that I needed 4 more and then I blinked and I needed 17. I ain't even tell y'all about that one. What would you do then? You would have folded, right? Not the kid. Not the kid. I'm talking about I needed 4 more. I'm not talking about the next day, y'all. I'm not talking about 2 days later. I'm talking about I blinked. I blinked. Like by that night, I needed 17 more people. I said, what kind of, I said, this is fraggle. What is going on? What is this resistance? Y'all don't understand my energy here. This was a spiritual fight for me. I didn't just come into ambassador as an just came into ambassador. I was in a fight. This was a spiritual fight for me, y'all. I would be right there. 4 people in that night. I needed 17 people. I said, this is not happening. What? This is not happening. But I'm sorry, y'all. My apologies. My God, you don't understand. I will be an ambassador when the ambassador trip starts in Thailand. I will wake up. What I said, Dr. Phil, I'm going to wake up in Thailand as an ambassador. So I hadn't been to sleep yet. Y'all, I fell asleep on the call. I said, God, you got this. I can't even breathe. You got it. I know what you told me. I know what you promised me. And you know what my word means to me. That's it. I didn't even know I fell asleep on the call. Hey, God, glory. I woke up. It was like an hour later. The call, they were still on the Zoom. It was my Zoom. It was still going. I said, oh God, the people. Where's the people? Y'all, I woke up and that thing said 15,020. I said, you did it, my God. I text Todd. So I said, whoo. I said, Todd, because I just wanted him to know where I said, I texted like this, y'all. I said, Todd, I'm hoping that we can meet for coffee because I wasn't trying to impose on nobody's trip. I know I didn't make it. I wasn't, the kid wasn't imposing, but I was next door. I even did have the room at the resort where they was. I said, you know what? Yeah, let me change this. The people were so gracious to let me get the money back. They didn't even ask no questions. Favor is so fair. I have favor with God and man. So favor was fair for me. So membership has its privileges. Hello. So I went on 4 minutes, y'all. It was a 4 minute walk from their gate to mine. 4 minute walk. So I was cold. And I saw them. We had a good time. David invited me, but I said, Todd, I said, I hope that we can meet for coffee and do a quick video before you leave here. And you saw that here, Todd, didn't you? You said here. You said, wait, say what? Say what you mean? I said, yeah. Yeah, I'm ambassador. And yeah, I'm in Thailand. Then Todd said, send me a screenshot right now. Send me a screenshot right now. Boom. And y'all, David Hart
Yeah, you
again.
said you said it to me. I said it to David, and we said, "Hey, Tia, we want you to come to the ambassador training that day." And
Yes, that was amazing for y'all to invite me because that's the part that I wanted to be at. That was what I wanted to be a part of the ambassador training to see the other ambassadors. Camilo, like I love his story. People don't know that I love the fact that he is the one. Give credit where credit is due. He made this company start that global trade. That was Camilo. I wanted to be around him and Igor and Gina, my $1 million girlfriend, my Gina, who I just love her hugs. I be needing them. I love them. I wanted to be around the people, proximity. That's one of my words. It's about proximity. Even going to Paris this weekend. Thank you, Todd, so much for inviting me up and all that. It just everything just was amazing. But it's the proximity because I'm moving like a leader in this organization. And so I said to David, he said, I'm surprised you're here. I said, I signed the contract. It said I had to go to the events. He said, yeah, the local ones, Tia. I said, I'm local everywhere, David. Everywhere. I'm local everywhere. I'm local in Europe.
yeah, I'm
I'm
in
local
Sheboygan.
in Paris.
The globe is local for me.
It's local for me. I bet they don't call me time zone T for nothing. I'm in Qatar right now. I'm in Qatar. I left Paris and came to Qatar, and I'm going to South Africa, and then I'm going to like this. It's been my life, and Trevorium just 10x'd it. Come on, 10x. I'm glad I spent some time with Grant Cardone. See that? I done got 10x in my travel, just spending time with him. See that? See what happens? Proximity. Yup, spending time with Grant Cardone. Now I done 10x my travel life with Trevorium. Y'all see how that work? Proximity. That's why you have to go to Orlando. That's why you have to go to the Europe one in June. That's why you have to go to Vegas in August, at the end of August. That's why you have to come on the world tour with me and Cynthia Denise Sly, who was doing the New York City World Tour. If you want to be trained by two of the baddest in the game, I promise you, I got a lot of Cynthia residue on me. Trust me and believe, y'all. Come to that world tour. It is going to be fire. I lived in New York for years. I know how to do New York well. I done gave them a little savings plan. I done gave them a whole plan. But speaking of a plan, I don't want to just be on here and not give y'all a plan. Even if you don't want to go for the close when you text people, I want you to do what Todd said, but 10x it. I want you to text 100 people, 100, because I'm doing it. Even if you just text 100 people and say happy Thanksgiving, or how was your Thanksgiving, or happy holidays, or do that whole train that you heard Todd do. If you didn't write it down, play the replay. But you need to be doing that. See, we have a calendar where we do that for birthdays. What's your birthday plans? That's touching base with people. Stop just calling people random. You know you ain't talked to them in 100 years and just be like, hey, you want to join my business? We can't do that. We got to be personable. We got to connect with people. It's a difference. You have to connect. And so do what Todd said with 100 people. The law of averages can't change. That's a universal principle that cannot change. You will get people in your business if you start texting 100 people and collapse the times, like Boomy said earlier, collapsing the time. Yeah, you might call 100 people in a month, but doubles is on the table. Who leaves money on the table? We're not doing that. Doubles is on the table. Triples is on the table for some of us. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to 10x our activity to 10x our Christmas money for those that celebrate Christmas or holidays, Kwanzaa, whatever it is. EID, all of them. Listen, we're going to 10x it to have more travel money, to have world tour money when that New York world tour drops. We're going to 10x it. We have 10 days to 10x it. There's people still in California. It's not too late. Find somebody in another country, in another city that you can call. Get in your DMs. Start talking to people, but become the professional. That's what I taught them tonight on our call, our training call. Become the professional. Stop being scared of people. Become the professional. We are the professionals. We have the product that we know people need. Find their pain point. Their pain point. You're overpaying for stuff or you don't have enough money to do stuff. Agitate their pain and then provide the solution of Travoyum. That's it. That's it. That's the blueprint. Agitate these people's pain, y'all. It's Christmas. They need money. We don't take 100 years to pay. You get paid, and 14 days later, get to work. You'll have money in 14 days. That's it. That's all. That's how that works. It's easy. This is the blueprint. But I appreciate David, Adela, Todd, you already know. I just appreciate everybody, and y'all already heard me shout out Dr. Phil. I'm telling you now, I would not. God uses a vessel to do what he needs to do on the earth in the physical form. And I don't care. Dr. Phil, who I affectionately call my auntie, like that young lady, hey, held me up and just would not let me give up when I wanted to. When I went through August with my daughter's birthday, and those that know the story about my daughter, and that the depression that normally tries to come and sit in, it tried to get me, but he sent somebody to wake me up and pull me up out of the pit and said, get up, get up. You know what you said. So I thank God for her. I thank God for David. I thank God for you, Todd. I thank God for Cynthia's. Yes, I thank God for everybody.
Amen.
And then people talk about me traveling to these other places and seeing these people like the Kazakhstan girls that are now my sisters and the young ladies that I was with this weekend in Paris. We got Google Translate. We know each other by this. We connect with each other by this. Our hearts connect. We are family. Those are my sisters. Every last one of them that I was with this weekend, those are my sisters. Whether we speak a little bit of French, a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of English, or we pull out Google Translate, but we love each other. We love this company. We love everybody here. And I just want to thank you, Todd. Back to you, because you already know you can't get the preacher no mic. I done told y'all about trying to give a preacher the mic. You can't do it.
Well, my biggest right now, T, is I'm plugged into the hotel wall, but I just got a low. It said low battery. I'm about to go dead on my computer screen here. So I'm running out
Go.
of juice. But guys, if you're wondering why is Eager succeeding, why is Tia succeeding? You heard tonight. I mean, Tia came to Thailand on her own on faith. She bought a ticket. She's I'm going to be there. I may or may not hit it, but she did it on faith. She's traveling the world. She's out there, getting around people. She's at all of the events. Eager doing business, doing meetings every single night, all these different countries. This is why they're succeeding, right? They're out there engaged. When she talks about getting in people's proximity, getting in people's
Uh-oh, I think we lost Todd. I love y'all. There
on
y'all go, Gerald and